Yes. So can you tell us about yourself, Oriofe?
Well, hi, my name is Urfa Ola. I'm 11 years old. I'm a model, actress, and an entrepreneur. And I currently live in Dublin.
Ooh, that is so cool. That is so cool. That's something I always wanted to do, or I always wished I could do. I wish I met you when I was 11. Maybe you would have told me that it's anything is possible if I put my mind to it. Okay, so it's really, really, I'm sure there are lots of people here that are interested in performing art. So I'm hoping that you can tell us about your story and inspire them to do the same. So can you tell us what made you interested in performing arts? How did you get there?
Well, usually when I was a lot younger, I would always want to be on TV or maybe, go on stage or like to show everyone like my talent or to do performing arts. So I used to watch a lot of people on TV. And ever since then, I've just dreamed of being on TV. So once I kind of thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should, try performing arts. And it's been going really well so far.
Definitely. That's putting it very mildly. It's been going really, really well. I understand that you have recently been signed up in the States for modeling. Oh my goodness. How does that feel?
It's a really, really big and an amazing opportunity for me because I love modeling and I love going on stage, as I said before. So this is something that I'm very excited about and I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that as well. So how did you first get into, so tell us, how did you first get into, so I know you said you've always liked doing it. So, and you said, see, one important thing that you said is that you always want, that when you were little, you always wanted to do it. And I think that a lot of kids have dreams and they want to do lots of things, but they just never make that move. A lot of kids said, I would want to write and I would want to, act, and they never did anything about it. So you tell us, how did that happen? How did yours happen for you from the point of wanting to do it and actually doing it?
So basically, what happened to me is I think, as you said before, that lots of people have different talents, but they should learn how to use it and make something out of it. So what I did was when the first time I went on stage in school, I really liked it. So what I kind of did is I kind of kept going and going and going until I got to where I am today. I never really stopped. I did what I did and I put my mind to it, because if you don't put your mind to it, then you will not be able to actually get to where you want to be. You'll be in the same place. But it's better if you concentrate and you think about it all the time. So then you'll get there, you will get where you want to be. So personally, what I did was I just put my mind to it and I kept going and going and going until I got here.
That's really important. And I think even for adults, we say we want to do certain things, but I think that's the missing ingredient. When you come to a roadblock, then we say, oh, it's not for me anymore. So have you ever sort of hit a roadblock in your, I would call it career because it's a career. Have you ever got to a point that it got difficult, or you auditioned for something and it didn't work out? Can you tell us a point where you hit a roadblock and how did you keep going after that?
So there's been a few times. I think one of the times I was doing an audition and I was in the finals and it was me between another person, but they got the part. To be honest, I don't really get that disappointed. I'm very happy for them. And I'm always thinking in my mind that there's thousands or maybe even millions of other opportunities for me out there in the future. So there shouldn't really be a time where you should be disappointed. You should always think about the future and not about the past or not about the present. Because if you're thinking about the past, the things that make you feel like, oh, you can't do this, if you have the wrong type of mindset, then you won't get to where you want to be. You have to think about what will happen in the future and what you think will happen in the future. So I don't really get that disappointed. I may get, a bit sad, but I'm always happy for the person because I know that there will be a lot of opportunities for me in the future.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I was teaching some kids the other day and we were looking at what success means. And, the journey of success is a journey and it's not always a smooth journey. It's a lot of ups and downs. And sometimes we fail, and that's all part of success. It's all part of the journey. So yeah, brilliant. Okay, so tell us, apart from being an actress and a model, tell us about the other things. I know you run your business as well, and you're an author. So tell us about those.
So actually, me as an author, it was kind of a weird place for me to start because I was on a plane going to Lisbon and I was, asking my mom about writing a book, and I kind of just brought up my iPad and I just started writing down about I just started brainstorming and I kind of made my book on a plane, and then about a few months later it finally got published. So yeah, and then me having my business kind of started at the same time. I was always telling people to believe in their dreams and to have the right mindset. So I was thinking, not better way to advertise that by making shirts and jumpers and keychains and books and all those other accessories, et cetera, to show people that you can do anything you want to do.
Fantastic. I'm going to show, I think I have a few of your stuff in here. I really wanted to get one, but I'm not going to tell what happened that I didn't get it because I really wanted to wear it today. And I'm really, really inspired by that. I'm just going to put some of your tops on, or do you have some there you can show us as well?
Well, I actually am wearing one right now.
Oh, brilliant. Can you stand up? Can you model it for us? Let's see.
So I'm wearing this purple hoodie. It says believe in your dreams. This is one of my first designs. I have a few other colors and a few other sizes. I have sizes for adults and for children. Also, I sell all my stuff on Amazon, or I have my Instagram where you can order stuff from there. My mom's bringing some other things. These are another one of my colors, which is like a custard kind of color, like a mustard kind of color, like a yellowish. And then another one, this one is like a long sleeve like jumper. This is a blue one and it says dream big. So this was kind of like, another one that I made. So, yeah.
Oh wow, that is super amazing.
Colors as well. So.
Oh, that's so amazing. And I also know you make jewelries as well.
Yes. Well, I used to make a lot of jewelry, but now I think I'm kind of focusing on my my little career. But I think I will get back to making jewelry like necklace or rings or bracelets, because it was really, really fun to make them and I love making them. So I think if I have fun or if I have time or if I think about adding that to my business, then I will definitely, go on and do that.
Okay. That's so at this point, what would you say to kids here that have a passion? So you said you like to make jewelry and you turned it into a business. So what would you say to people? Because I know kids have loads of, some like to draw, some like to make things. So what would you say to them about turning their passion into profit, making money from what they're passionate about?
So like I said before, you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want as long as you put your mind to it. If you guys have a talent and you are too shy to show it to other people, then you won't ever be really, ready to go on and to show everyone what you're doing. You have a talent, and if you're not making it into anything, then in the future, then you won't get to where you want to be. You have to have the right mindset. You have to be confident in what you do, and you have to tell everyone what to you have to be confident. You have to have the right mindset. You have to show everyone what you do. You have to let people know what you do and when you do it, and you have to have a schedule, a right mindset. You just have to have everything. It really doesn't matter what talent you have or what you do. You just have to have the right mindset, basically.
Fantastic. So you mentioned something now. You said you talked about your schedule.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know, how many hours do you have in one day? Do you have 30 hours in one day? I know you have 24 hours, and every child here has 24 hours. And I know you have to go to school. And by the way, I'm just going to blow your trumpet a bit. You might not want me to, but Oriofe is starting secondary school in September, and she even got in on scholarship. So Yeah, so with all of this, how do you plan your time? So tell me and tell everybody, how do you plan your time?
So it's usually my mom who does most of the work, but as terms as me, actually getting ready, because I have to wake up in the morning really early to get to school, and I come back from school pretty late. So right after I do that, I kind of have to get right into self tapes or auditions, and then right after that I have kind of like time to myself, and then I do a bit of sketching, or I do some of my work that I need to do, and then I have free time to myself, and I go to sleep. So with all of that in like one whole day, that is a lot. Like that is a lot of things I have to do. But I usually fit it between how tired I am. And to be honest, it kind of, depends on the day or like how I'm feeling. So the schedule is kind of different for each day. But I'd say in a short-term version of me saying it, it's usually me getting ready, going to school, coming back, then doing my auditions and self-tapes, doing my work, and then going to sleep, basically. So, yeah.
Oh, you make it sound so easy. You make it sound so easy. No, but this is really, really important, kids. And I would say to you that, even as adults, one of the things that people struggle with, we have these dreams and we have these things, and you can look at other people and think that, Oriofe just happened to do this and do that. Or isn't she lucky? Maybe I would, but I don't have time. I have to study. I have to do homework. I have to do all of that. But your dream has to be compelling. And what that means is that you have your dream. This is what I want to do. And then you focus on it. She mentioned that sometimes she's tired, but because you have a goal, you have something that you're working towards, that keeps you going. And that's what you must, don't think you're too young to have dreams. Don't think you're too young to have goals. Find your goals, find those things that you want to do and push yourself, even when you're tired. Someone said you don't stop when you're tired, you stop when you're finished. Yeah. So you can say, I'm tired now, I don't want to do it again. You keep doing it. Okay. So how do you feel? I have to confess, just before I came up on here, I was on my bed and I thought, I just want to sleep, that I really want to sleep. But then I thought, okay, I need to get up and do this because it's important. So how do you do, and I know you also play the piano as well.
A few other instruments as well.
Oh, what else do you do?
I do singing, piano, violin, ukulele, and a bit of guitar. And
oh my gosh.
I also used to do the flute as well, so.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think someone has a question. Are you happy to take questions now? All right, then.
I really don't mind.
All right. So let me unmute. Let's see. Okay, I can see Tomiwa. Okay, just bear with me and I will let her RST. Okay. So, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Let me do this on my phone. It's easier. I'm trying to use my laptop and, okay, this would be a lot easier. Okay, so Tomiwa, I think you can unmute yourself now. Yeah. Tomiwa, you can go on and ask your question. No? Okay.
I don't know which button to press.
Okay, we can hear you now. Okay, do you want to ask your question? Okay, if not, okay, so Adewumi you can go on next now.
About the instrument.
Pardon?
How do you remember how to play these instruments and like get it perfect all the time? Because I'm trying to learn the flute, the guitar, tambourine. Well, that's done. Guitar. My sister has a ukulele, so that's kind of 3. How about 5? So that's 4. And I need to keep these and maintain. How do you do it?
To be honest, it's all about practice, and I never get any of these things perfect all the time. There's always me messing up or me making a mistake, but there's never a time where I'm actually getting everything perfect. To be honest, what you need to do is you have to practice a lot, and you also have to be confident about it. So practicing a lot will help a lot with doing it, basically. So if you practice a lot and if you focus on it, then I'm sure then you will get to where you want to be.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a really, really good answer. That's a good question. Nobody was ever born doing anything perfectly. And I think perfection, when you say perfect, it's nothing is ever perfect. And so don't ever look for perfect. Always just look for better. Make sure you try your hardest and you're better than what you would, what you were yesterday. Even people that are, even musicians, like the popular musicians, they still practice.
Yeah.
So you just keep doing it, and you put your mind to it and put in the work, and you would keep getting better until you get, don't get frustrated and say, well, it's hard, I'm not getting it done, and that's it. So you keep trying. Well done. I think Aaron has a question.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning, do you ever feel like tired and you want to go to bed again?
Yeah, definitely. When I wake up really early in the morning to go to school or to just go anywhere in general, I am not ready. I'm very cranky. I'm very grumpy. I don't want to get ready. I'm very tired, and I still want to go back to bed. But I do usually just think to myself that I have to do this because I have to go to school. I have to get an education and I have to learn. But in the morning, definitely, I'm always very, very tired. I do not want to get up really early in the morning at the time that I usually do. But yeah, hope that answers your question.
Me too. Okay. Okay. So Jonathan has asked in the chat box, says, do you attend music lessons online or locally or face-to-face?
I attend, actually, I do both. I do about 3 in school. I actually do a lot more. I do ukulele kind of lessons in class, and then I do separate like private lessons in school. I do piano, violin, and singing, and then I also do piano at home as well. And
Okay.
I do piano and violin on the same day. On Mondays, I do singing on Wednesdays, and then I do piano at home online, usually either on Mondays or Tuesdays.
Fantastic. And I guess that answers Falakemi's questions. She asked, do you have a music teacher?
Yes, I do. I do have a few music teachers, but I do practice a lot as well. So I do have a bit of music teachers. I think I have like about 4 or 5 music teachers. They help a lot, and they also help me have a lot of motivation and keep going.
Brilliant. Okay, tell me why you're ready now. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Tell me why. Go on. Well done.
How do you have 5 music teachers?
One. I have one at home for piano and one in school in piano, and then I have one for violin, and I have one for singing, and then I have another one for ukulele in school. So that's 5.
Okay.
Okay.
How long have you been playing Erica is asking, how long have you been playing the violin? Because I also played the violin.
I've been playing the violin for, I think, about 5 years, 5, 6 years. Yeah, about 5, 6 years. I think I started when I was like 5 or like 6. Yeah, so about like 5 to 6 years.
All right. Fantastic. Okay, Rachel, I would ask you to unmute now, and then Sharon.
And then
Well,
I don't know if I said
no
this.
worries. Okay, Rachel, go
I
on.
have a question that if since you do a lot of music lessons, maybe in the future, are you thinking about teaching other children music? And are you also thinking about like making music, your own music, and then publishing it on YouTube, maybe?
Well, I actually have been I featured in a few music videos, but that kind of, moves in with performing arts, acting. But as in teaching other people to play music, I've never actually thought of that, but that sounds like a really fun and maybe something that I might like to do, or maybe to do it maybe once in a while, maybe to experience to teach other people. To be honest, I would love to take classes, but that's really up to my mom. And also because I have a very long schedule, but I would actually be thinking of publishing music or maybe even teaching other people how to play music. So yeah, thank you.
Fantastic.
I
Well
think
done.
Sharon has.
Sharon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Sharon. I think I've unmuted you.
How do you keep all of this inside your head? Like, how do you remember everything that you have to do?
Well, I don't. I really don't. I always forget what I have to do, but I have a lot of alarms. And I have a lot of notifications on telling me what to do, but I never actually remember it by myself. But sometimes I do because my schedule is kind of repetitive. It's school, then it's auditions, self-tapes and practicing, and then it's like, doing work and then having my own time and then going to sleep. So my schedule's a bit repetitive, but I don't always remember everything that I have to do.
Yeah.
Mom usually helps me remember most things.
No, so that's fine.
I think
go on.
How can someone get into an acting career?
Yeah.
To be honest, you can't really get into an acting career. You kind of have to, it's not really it's kind of you. It's kind of you. I think it's kind of what you think. It's not what other people think. It's not how do you get into an acting career? It's like, not really. It's like, why? It's kind of like you having an acting career. It's more of to get into an acting career, you kind of have to have the right mindset and the right confidence to get into it. If you're embarrassed about it, and if you're not very confident, if you don't have the right mindset, if you're not like, oh, I want to do this, if you're like, oh, I don't think I'm good at this, or I think I'm really bad at this, you're not looking at the positive side. To get into an acting career, it's kind of have to be, will I get into an acting career? Do I know what I want to do in my acting career? You know that what you're doing is what you want to do. Getting to an acting career, it isn't really hard. It's more of what you think and how confident and what your mindset is.
Brilliant. So can I add 1 second, Arife? Just can I add to that whatever was one of the reasons why we started to do this is just so that you can see. So we had someone that talked about sports and academics and tutoring and now in performing arts. Next time we're going to talk about business. We're going to bring in anyway a lot of other everyone that has come here has sort of been doing business anyway, but next time is going to be talking about business. And the whole idea is that you can be great at anything. It doesn't have to be sports. You don't have to think, oh, because I'm not sporty, then I can't be amazing. It's you finding that thing that you really, really like. You can't just say, oh, I want to be an actress, or I want to be what is it that you really like? Find yourself and then start to work on it. Start small.
Yeah.
You can start small. You can go into, if you want to act, for example, do they have like a drama team in your school? Why don't you start from there? And you just start and keep doing it. Keep believing in yourself. Keep doing it. Expose your mind to lots of people just like this. Expose your mind to people and start to And you can ask your parents in a minute. Once we ask all these questions, I'm going to ask, I know you mentioned about your mom, but I'm going to ask you, how your parents have helped you so far in your career, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So ask your parents to support you and to help you. Okay, go on there.
Sorry. I think there's a few other people
Yeah.
that I think she has 2 questions, and then some other person has another question.
Okay.
One of
Right.
Erica's questions are, why did you choose acting, or how did you know your dream was acting? So as I said before, as a little kid, when I was a lot smaller, I always looked at other people on TV, and I've always wanted to do acting. So why I chose acting is I was very passionate about it, and I've always wanted to do it. So once I got a hang of it, once I took acting classes, once I registered with an agency, I kind of got way more passionate about it, and I was just like, okay, let's do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and I kind of went from knowing I want to do acting to oh, I'm doing acting now. So I chose acting because I was very passionate about it. And if you're not passionate about the things that you love, and then you don't want to show everyone your talent, then you may not really get where you want to be. You kind of have to be in that place,
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys something about goal setting. Okay, now there's a particular bird, it's called a homing pigeon. Okay, so we'll come to that in a minute. Shikemi, thank you for that question. So there's a particular bird that is called a homing bird or a homing pigeon. And what this bird, in the olden days, they used to use this bird to send messages during the war and all of that. And so what they would do is that they would release this bird, and it would fly thousands, up to 3,000 miles away from home. And they would release it. And no matter how far that bird goes, it will always find its way back home, because it had something inside of it that draws it to where it's going. Now, the same thing with human beings, with every single one of you. You might not know how to get there. Maybe you have a desire to be an actress or an actor, and you think, okay, I don't know anybody, I don't know what to do. You start with having a vision. Start with saying to yourself, you know what, this is what I want to be, and put your mind to it. Keep practicing, keep getting ready as if you're there. You're not going to wait until you get that first audition and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. Stand in front of the mirror and, start to practice your lines and say to yourself, my name is Sharon. I'm a famous actress, I'm a supermodel. And initially when you start, it might seem like, oh my goodness, that's such a lie. But put your mind to it and set that goal. Create your vision board. Begin to see yourself like that. And somehow, just like that homing bird, everything will start to work together to get you to where you need to be. But start with a goal and be passionate about your goal. Oriafa, you were going to say something. Please go ahead.
A few other questions, actually.
Yeah. Go on.
So someone said, are you a singer? So I'm not necessarily a singer. I haven't published anything yet, but I do love singing on my free time. Singing is just really fun to me. I usually sing if I'm bored, or like if I feel like nervous. I don't know why, but I love singing. Singing is just like, the things that I love. I'm not necessarily a singer, but I do sing a lot. And another question by Erica as well is, why did you choose violin? So violin, it is a pretty hard instrument to play, but why I chose violin is because it was just seemed really cool to me. I wanted to experience it. Violin is pretty hard, and it is kind of hard to fit in with all the other things that I'm doing right now. But I chose violin because I just thought that it would be a cool thing to experience, maybe to pick up a new, maybe to pick up a new hobby, And
okay.
There's a lot of other questions.
I know. We would come to that in a minute. 1 second. Okay, let's just ask. We'll come back to you, Erica. So Shikemi asked her, how long have you designed for?
I've designed for about 5 years, I think. Yeah, 5 years. I love designing. I love showing everyone all my new fashion, all my new ideas. It's just been so fun to show everyone what I like to do and how I like to do it. And I think all the fashion things that I do is just really fun to me. It's really fun to show everyone what I like to do. So I've designed for about 5 years now, and me designing is basically just showing everyone my talent.
Okay. So no, so talking about that, and maybe this would take us back to the role of your parents. So you said you started to design 5 years ago, so you must have been 6 then. So how did that transition go? Because lots of kids, their parents' fridges are filled with designs and all of that. So how did you get from that point of designing to actually making your merchandise with your designs? Do you remember? Because it's been a long time now.
Can you kind of repeat that question again, really?
So how did you go from the point where you just enjoy designing to actually designing and making your own merchandise and putting it out there?
Well, as I said before, I would always tell everyone to believe in their dreams. So what a better way to advertise it by making merch. But in terms of me first designing and turning it into merchandise, I just loved seeing loads of different models walk on the runway, from Vogue all the way to Fenty Beauty or Gucci or Louis Vuitton, all those different famous brands. And I love seeing people design. And I saw lots of people publishing all their work and them getting pretty successful with it. So I decided to give it a try. And like I said before, I would always tell everyone to believe in their dreams. What better way to advertise it by making it into shirts, jumpers, and accessories, etc., etc. So yeah.
Brilliant. Amazing, amazing. So what role did your parents play, or what role are they playing in your career at the moment? Yeah.
So my mom, she's probably the one who comes with me to everywhere, and she arranges everything. She puts everything in the schedule. She works hard. And then my dad, he drops us everywhere, and he usually, comes sometimes, and he usually drops us to the place, and he, helps us organize everything as well. So my parents are very, very supportive of me, and they are very, very confident in my career, and so am I.
And how important do you think you would have been able to do a lot of the things you're doing without the support of your parents?
Absolutely not. No. With the support of my parents, I probably would have just given up. I would have thought to myself, I can't do this. My parents don't support me, then I don't think that I should be able to, be on TV or, be over here, or be over there, But with my parents' support, it was a lot easier for me, and it was also a lot funner for me, because then I know that my parents really, they support me, and they know that I can do whatever I want to.
Yeah, that's so important. That's so important. Before we go on to the next question, I think Ire's hand has been up for quite a while. So, okay, Ire, do you want to go on and unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
Sometimes you used to be shy at school, because I do.
To be honest, I wasn't really ever shy at school. I loved making friends. But if you are pretty shy at school, and if you want to make loads of friends, then you kind of have to find people that fit your personality, And making friends is actually pretty hard as well, because it's people that like different things, or people that might judge other people. But to be honest, I don't think that you should be shy. I think you should be pretty confident, because it's a lot better when you're confident. And when you're confident and you make loads of more friends, then I promise you, then you will have so much more fun than you are
now.
Yeah. I have friends at school.
That's good.
Yeah, but you do get shy. So the first thing I want you to do, Ire, stop saying you're shy. That's just how you feel. That's not necessarily who you are. So rather than saying that I am shy, why don't you say I am confident and that's who I am. I have courage. And so the next time, say you want to audition for something in school and you feel a little bit shy, rather than saying, oh, I can't do that, or I can't talk in class, or I can't do this and that, why don't you say, well, I'm a confident person. And because I'm confident, I'm going to go ahead and do what I have to do. Everybody, a lot of people can get shy, but you shouldn't let that stop you. And again, it goes back to saying that you need to know what you want to do. If you know that this is what I want to do, then you go for it, even if you feel a little bit shy. Okay. So another question that someone had sent in earlier is, what do you do for fun? Or is it all just work? Or is work fun?
What do I do for fun? Fun and turning away acting, modeling, entrepreneur, all the stuff. I do basketball, running, swimming, badminton, a bit of tennis. I do a lot of music, as you know, and I play a lot of games.
Yeah, awesome. And it's really important to have that free time, to have that time where it's not all work. And I'm sure your career is fun as well, because it's nice because now that you've been signed, okay, tell us a little bit about your being signed up in America. How often do you have to go there? As in, how does that work with your schedule?
Well, with my school, I've been out of school a few times because of me going to different places in America to do my acting, to do my modeling. But I've been gotten a lot of requests or a lot of opportunities. I've done a lot of auditioning to go to America, and I've gotten most of them. But to fit it in with the schedule, my mom usually does most of the work, but in terms of me going to school, I kind of have to do it after school, or maybe make a time in the middle of school. But yeah, I do get a lot of requests.
So do you, so say the times that you've had to be away from school, did you have to take your homework? How did you catch up with schoolwork?
I have to do a lot of homework, yeah.
So you take them with you to America, you get it done while you're...
Most of the time, yeah. That's usually...
Wow. That is...
Okay.
No, so but that's the power of putting your mind, your passion. It's never going to be easy, but you have to do it, don't you? You have to make sacrifices. Okay. Do you want to go through some more of the questions, or what do you?
Yeah, sure. I think there's one more question, and Jonathan asked, for your design, did you start by having a fine art teacher? So no, I actually didn't. I've never ever gotten any type of art teacher before, or like any type of fashion teacher, because I kind of just started drawing. I started drawing and looked at line what people were doing, and I kind of just went by that, but I did my own kind of fashion sense.
Okay.
And then
I think Shikemi said, I've been playing the violin for 4 years now, and I also do Lambda, and hope to get into performing arts. Please share with us the story of securing your scholarship.
So I do have 2 scholarships. I have performing arts, and I also have piano. Yeah. Music, basically. I had to do a lot of auditioning for that. I practice. Practice makes perfect. I think everyone has heard the saying, practice always achieves, you always receive perfect from practicing. You always receive what you want from practicing. So I do an audition, but I had to do it in America because I was there for the holidays. So I had to wake up about like 3 a.m. to do it. And it was about 2 hours, Yeah.
Wow. That's talk about dedication.
Yeah.
Talk about dedication. Yes, to get a scholarship, lots of people, it's again, they're looking at your passion about what you want to do. And many times it's not even how perfect you are, but it's your passion. Put your mind to whatever you're doing, and you will see amazing things will start to happen. Korede asked, are you going to Britain's Got Talent? If you do go, I'll vote for you.
Well, once I was thinking of going to The Voice. It was a very long time ago, about like 4 years ago or so. But I don't think I will be thinking about it in terms of what I have to go to school. But if I ever do go, which will be kind of an unlikely event, it would be very, very fun to experience it, you know, like even if I don't win or even if I don't get through the finals, if I don't go to this place, I think it would be a lot of fun to show everyone my talent. No, I will not be going to Britain's Got Talent, but I used to watch America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent all the time as a child. I always used to dream of going on America's Got Talent, but you know, I don't think I'll be going on Britain or America's Got Talent anytime soon. But if I do, wish me luck.
Korede said, oh. Okay, so 2 people have asked, what is your favorite instrument or which instrument do you enjoy playing the most? Okay. And after that, we'll go to Sharon. Sharon has a question here.
So Aaron, my favorite instrument, sorry if I did not say your name correctly. My favorite instrument is playing piano. I just think it's really, really fun. And for kind of the same question, which instrument do you enjoy playing, is piano. That's my favorite instrument ever. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Sharon, can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
Since you wake up very early and you said you come back home very late, I wonder how many hours of sleep you actually get.
Yeah.
So I usually go to bed by 10 or 10:30 because or like 9:30, you know, between those times. So 9:30 to 10:30. I get about let me calculate this really quick. About 8 hours. About like 7-8 hours. I go to sleep by like 10:30 or like 10 o'clock, and then I wake up at like 6 o'clock or like 5:30 between those times, and I come back from school around 6:30. So I get about 7-8 hours of sleep, which is pretty good and should be the time that you guys should have enough time to sleep at, because children are still growing. Everyone is actually still growing, and they still need their sleep and they still need their time to have their rest. So if you go to sleep pretty late and you wake up pretty early, I think I suggest you going to sleep at a really good time, because it will help you grow a lot faster and, you know, get to work.
Yeah. Brilliant. That's really good. And you know, sometimes like she mentioned earlier on that she was in America, and because of the time difference, she had to wake up at 3 o'clock to do her auditioning. Now, there would be times that you can't get the 8 hours or you can't get the 9 hours. And that's okay, short periods. So, but make sure it's really, really important to have your rest. It's really, really important to have your rest. Okay. I think someone had their hand up again. Now her hand is down. Yeah. Okay, so the other question that I want to ask you is that who inspires you, or who is your inspiration? Oh, I think you're 1 second. I somehow have muted you. Just bear with me. Yeah, can you unmute yourself?
Sorry about that. I'm just gonna start over. So I would say my inspiration is Zendaya. She is a Black model, a Black inspiration, a role model, and she's also a Black actress and an entrepreneur and a singer. So that kind of introduced me to all those things. And then Betty White, she was the first woman to do most things, first woman to be on TV, to do comedy, first woman to do that. And, you know, she's just so famous and they deserve the world. And my mom, obviously, she has her own business. She's also financially supports people. So yeah, my mom, she's one of my biggest heroes.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, she better be, otherwise no one is gonna take you to America next time. No, so it's really important for everybody to be inspired. And this is one of the reasons why we're doing this. You know, when you have somebody that inspires you, they motivate you. And I'm hoping that a lot of you after today, you would think, you know what, hang on, if Oriofe can do it, then I'm going to be inspired to do it too. You know, always don't look at, you know, what you can't do. If anybody has done it, never say anything is impossible. Yeah. If anybody has done it, and Oriofe is 11, she's not a grown-up. If she has done in such a short time, it's not because she's extra special. It's not because she's all of that, but you can see how she plans her time. She has a goal. She pushes herself. She constantly gets inspired. You know, she mentioned the people that inspire her. You get somebody that inspires you. So if you want to be a footballer, for example, you know, look for somebody that is good at playing football and let that be your inspiration. Read their stories and read about them and let that drive you to keep doing. And, you know, and maybe even being on here someday should be an inspiration that you want to be the one on the spotlight, telling people your amazing story. I would really, really like that, you know. Somebody has asked, Erin has asked, have you ever followed a bad influence?
Well, when I was like a bit younger, maybe when I was 9, so maybe about 3.5 years ago, at that age, you're more of following your friends more than you're following your parents. You kind of like, oh, since my friends are doing this, I think I should do this. Or since my siblings are doing this, maybe I should do this, you know? So sometimes I have followed my friends in doing bad things that they've done, but I think I've learned to not go, I shouldn't be friends with everyone. I should be friends with people that are mature, that have a good mindset, and that are very, very nice to other people. And then Ariana asked, are you in year 6 or 7? I live in Ireland, so they have a bit of a different like thing, but I'm currently in year 5. Yes, I'm in 5th. But if I was in England, I would be in 6th. And in America, I think I'd be in 6th grade.
Sure. Yeah, so the equivalent of year 6 in the UK. Can we just back up? Can I just ask, have you know, that talking about peer pressure and being influenced negatively, and I know it's so difficult, even as adults, we still get into that, you know, you want to be what your friends are, you want to do what everybody else is doing, you want to do what somebody's doing on social media. So how can you, and really, as you become a teenager, it probably gets even worse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So far, how have you been able to say no to people that have, you know, maybe tried to influence you negatively? What would you advise for people to do to keep from, you know?
Just to leave those people alone. Mind your own business. If people are doing something bad, do not join in. Let's say someone's doing something bad, like let's say they're using their mom's credit card to buy something and everyone online is doing it. You want to follow the trends, but if it's not the right thing to do, then you shouldn't be doing it because it's just wrong. I have been pulled into a bad influence before, but after that one time, I always thought to myself, if it's not the best thing to do, then I suggest you just should not do it. It's a very bad idea. And there's always going to be a consequence for everything you do. So even if everyone else is doing it, you shouldn't be following them, even if it means that you'll get something that you want. Always follow the people that do the right things.
Yep, brilliant. Fantastic. That is really, really amazing. And one last thing before we go, I know you recently did a fantastic documentary on technology. And I know this is a big thing for a lot of kids. And, you know, can you just, in a few minutes, just tell us, you know, how it was really, really fantastic. What I would do, I will send the clip to your parents so that you can watch it, because I think Oriofe gave really, really good advice. And so how would you advise people to stay safe online?
Do not share any other personal information. Sharing where you live or what your age is or like all those stuff, that's just wrong because you don't know who's behind the screen. You don't know if it's a child that's your age who really wants to be your friend, or you don't know if it's someone that's going out for little kids to do something bad to them or to kidnap them and to hurt them. You should never share really, really personal information. I think the highest thing, you can share your name, but never share where you live, who your parents are, what you do, when you come back from school, what school you go to. Never ever, because you don't know who's there. You don't know who's behind the screen at all.
Yeah, thank you. And one last, because we have 2 minutes, and I really want to take all of you. So what are your aspirations for the future?
For the future, I would like to be on TV more. I've signed up in an agency and they've been helping me a lot. And I have, managers and agents and all those things. So I want to be on TV more. I also want to inspire more children to do whatever they want to do. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You can be unique in your own way. You can do this. Let's say everyone else is doing modeling. You can do acting more. Everyone else is doing acting. You can do painting. You can be an author. You can be an artist. You can be whatever you want to do. I would just like to be on TV more. I would also like to inspire more people. That's really my goals.
Yeah, thank you. And you absolutely inspire me. Mm-hmm. Oh, Oriofe, I wish I could just have you here for the next 1 hour and just listen to you talk. It's gone so quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for being here today. I just want to remind you that you are absolutely amazing, guys. Don't let anybody ever tell you, and I know maybe your friends have told you, oh, you talk too much, or you don't talk enough, or you're not smart enough. You let what you believe in yourself. And, Oriofe has said it so many times today. Be confident in yourself. You believe in yourself. Yes, Ariana, you believe so much in yourself. Be passionate about who you are and what you want to be. Have a goal. It doesn't matter how big this goal. I read the story about somebody called Steve Harvey.
Oh, I know.
In his 60s now. When he was 10 years old or even below 10, his teacher asked everybody in class to write a story, to write about what they wanted to be when they grow up. And so everybody wrote, oh, I wanted to be this and that. And he wrote that I want to be on TV. I want to make people happy on TV. I want to make people laugh. And then the teacher called him and said, look, do you know anyone that has ever been on TV? And he goes, no. He said, has anyone in your family ever been on TV? And he goes, no. And the teacher looked at him and said, so why do you think you can do it? Cut that out. Go and write something real. And so he got discouraged and he thought, what is it? But thank God he held on to what he wanted to do. And he said to himself, I'm going to hold on to that dream. And he held on to that dream for many years. And he eventually got on TV and he's doing amazing things. He's making people laugh. He's inspiring people. What if he had given up because somebody told him he couldn't do it?
If he,
yeah, go on.
Sorry.
Go on. Yeah.
If he gave up, then he wouldn't be where he is today.
No. And lots of other people would, always think about other people, when you become what you want to be. So Oriofe right now, she's doing her merchandise. I would love to get one. It's going to make me happy. But what if she had said, oh, you know what? It's never going to work. I'm not going to do it. Whatever decisions that you make, when you are amazing, then you are helping other people. You're making other people happy. So always think it's not about me. I would love to watch Oriofe do her acting. What if she says, you know what, I'm too shy and too, so always think that when you become the great person that you are meant to be, you are helping other people. You are making life better for other people. And that is true leadership. So I want to see you all, tell me about amazing things that you're doing. Start from where you are. Don't go back after today and just sit down. If Oriofe can play violin and piano and ukulele, why not? You pick up an instrument and start pushing yourself and don't ever stop until you become great. Yes. So thank you all so much. I'm going to allow everybody on mute themselves now so we can scream and say thank you to Oreo Fair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, mommy.
Thank
You,
you.
mommy.
Bye.
Bye. See you next month at the
Bye.
Kids Inspiring Kids.
Bye.
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 Bye, Oreo Fair. Bye now, everybody.
Bye.